Hey, happy Monday, man. Happy to be here with you. So, I like to start the weeks off really powerful, and I like to jump in here and just maybe give you a little bit of a boost of inspiration, maybe a boost of motivation to help you move forward into the week. I believe that our week is the foundation for our life. I believe that the day is the foundation for our life. When we start off on a good foot, when we start off strong, then it sets the tone for everything else. So I'm happy to be here with you. I'm excited to share with you what I've been thinking about and learning this week. And it's interesting because this week I've been thinking and studying and learning about and putting some things together about following through. So the thing is, follow through is the difference between something being a dream and something being a reality, right? So follow through is critical. It's the difference between just thinking about it and actually taking the action. So Benjamin Franklin said that well done is better than well said. So we get all of these aspirations, we have all of these goals, but actually making it happen, actually taking the action to follow through and make those goals a reality is completely different. Goals a reality is completely different. Am I right? So follow through matters because it will take what you know, it will take your what you've learned and your knowledge, and it will turn it into something tangible. It will turn it into your real success, your real goals and your real dreams. And the thing is, a lot of us sometimes we get stuck in what I like to call learning mode. So maybe we're learning about your career, you're learning about maybe you went to a seminar or you're learning online, you're learning in a meeting, whatever the case is. We get stuck in this learning mode because learning feels good. And the thing is, our brain a lot of times tells us that learning is action, right? So we're learning all these amazing things. Oh, I could do this in my business. Oh, I could do this in my life. Oh, I could do this in my health. And so we get stuck in this learning mode because it feels really good to learn new things, but we don't actually take the action to move forward and to make that and to use that knowledge to turn it into something tangible. Does that make sense? So follow through is maybe one of the most important things you can do in your business and probably your life, your health, your relationships. You have to have follow through. And here's the interesting thing, especially this goes for most industries, but especially real estate, because as you know, I have a heart for realtors and for real estate professionals, and this is so critical and so crucial in real estate. 70 I looked up the the statistics, and NAR said that 75% of realtors quit in the first year. 75% quit in the first year. And 87% quit in the first 5 years. So here's the thing. If you can just follow through, if you can just be the one that doesn't quit, if you can be the one that just keeps going at it and keeps making the goals and taking the action to get to where you want to be, then you can be that top 17% that doesn't quit. You can be the one that dominates just because you didn't quit. 75 to 87% of people quit in real estate. So if you can be the one that just doesn't quit and you're the one that just follows through, then you can be the one that dominates. Here's the thing. A lot of people, they think when they think of following through, they think I got to take this, Herculean task and push through it. It's this huge thing that I got to just keep pushing through. But follow through and taking consistent action, it's like building muscle. So it can be hard at first. And like when you're building a muscle, right? Let's say you're doing some curls or something, you have to go through some pain. You have to go through some struggle, some stress, some strain in order for that muscle to build, right? So this is the same thing. It's your brain telling you that this is important. I need to keep following through. And when your brain follows through, when you force yourself to do the action and actually act on the knowledge that you have, then you start to build that muscle and it gets easier over time, or maybe get stronger. Which one? Do you think it's easier or you get stronger? Maybe a little bit of both. So when you take those small actions, then your brain starts to realize, okay, I can do this. And then you can do a little bit harder and harder things. And then your capacity expands. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. So the other one thing I wanted to say is that the NAR says that 88% of home buyers would use their agent again. 88% of home buyers would use their agent again down the road. So that's why follow through and follow up, which is kind of the same as follow through, is so critical, because that's where all of your success is. That's where your relationships are. That's where your income is. That's where all of your growth is in those establishing those relationships. And people will judge you. It's just the way it is. People will judge you based on how you can follow through. People will judge you based on if you can actually stay consistent or not. So I'm going to give you a couple of quick tips to help you learn how to enhance that follow through and learn how to really push through. So I'll give you a couple of quick tips and then I'll be done. So number one is set one small goal today. So something small, something achievable to really build momentum. Now, it doesn't have to be something you achieve today, but it has to be something, maybe something you achieve this week at the very most. If you can do something you can achieve today, that would be even better. But set one small goal today that is achievable, but it's something that pushes you a little bit, something that creates a little bit of pressure. Because when you set the goal, then you have something to push toward. Okay, but something small, not something like I'm going to be a billionaire in the next year or something like that. I mean something small that you know you can accomplish, that you can push through. Okay. And then the second thing is I want you to take immediate action on that. So whatever it is, pick the goal and then do something immediately to push yourself toward that goal. Like as soon as you're done watching this live, as soon as you're done here with me, go take some action to make sure that you're moving toward that goal. Okay. Tony Robbins says, never leave the scene of a decision without first taking a specific action towards its realization. So you got to do something to signal to your brain, this is important. I gotta make sure that this happens. So do one action immediately to make sure that you're moving toward your goal. The third thing is really embrace accountability. I know for some people that kind of feels uncomfortable, but that's part of the point. So find an accountability partner or find someone to share your goal with. Share the goal that you set today. Share it with someone and tell them when you're going to achieve it. Okay. Tell them when your plan is, what your plan is, and when you're going to achieve it by. So I'll tell you a quick story. So I do a webinar on Thursdays that you're welcome to attend, by the way. The link is in my bio. And when I first started building, when I first had the idea, I thought, okay, I'm going to get this done and I'm going to start putting this really, I believe, really solid, actionable information for realtors out there. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to get it done by this date. And I got to admit, I'm kind of stalling a little bit. That's the power of accountability. And we all do this. So I thought, okay, no, this really needs to get done by this date. So I told 2 different accountability partners that I was going to get it done by this date. And then I ramped it up even more by blasting it all across emails and the internet and social media that this is when I was going to have it done by. So I created this pressure on myself so that I knew I would get it done. So share it with someone to make sure that they know that they can keep you accountable, that they know that you're going to get it done by this time, and they can help you work toward that goal. And then the last thing is celebrate small wins. So the thing is, and especially in this culture that we live in, and especially in real estate even more, is we live in this achievement mindset of we just got to go, 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 go. Once we get that goal, we just immediately move on to the next one. Now, I am of that achiever mindset, so I'm not bashing it, but what I'm saying is that so many times we just move on to the next thing without really taking the time to celebrate what we just accomplished. And our brains like to be rewarded. We like to feel like we accomplished something. And if we hit the goal and then we immediately just move on to the next thing, then our brain basically is saying, like, wait a minute, I didn't get rewarded for that. Like, we didn't celebrate what just happened. We have been working toward this goal for however long, and we didn't celebrate it. So our brain kind of starts to get a little bit bored. Like, if we're not going to celebrate this, then there's not a whole lot of incentive to reach the next goal. Does that make sense? So make sure that you're celebrating your small wins. Motivate or follow through, and that role in your motivation is crucial. It's critical, and it's absolutely one of the most important things to have success, to really achieve your goals and your dreams. So follow through and taking action. Like I said at the beginning, it's a difference between having that dream and achieving the dream. It's the difference between setting the goal and actually accomplishing the goal. Follow through is one of the most powerful concepts, one of the most powerful things that you can do to really reach what you want and to have the life and the freedom that you want. I talked to dozens of realtors in the last several months, and every single one of them, without fail, they say one of the biggest things they struggle with is follow through. So it's so important. So pick a goal this week. Pick one small goal to really dig into. Pick one goal today, and then take immediate action to actually make that goal happen today. Even if it's something small, take some kind of action. Make the call, book the appointment, schedule the seminar, whatever it is. Make sure that you're taking immediate action. Then have an accountability partner. Tell someone what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. And then make sure when you finally accomplish that, celebrate the win. And I would love for you to share in the comments below some of the goals that you want to set today, some of the goals that you want to move forward with in your life and your business this week. Let me be your accountability partner. Put the comments in put your goals in the comments below, and let's keep each other accountable. Okay. So I'm also doing a webinar, like I said, every Thursday. It's called the Realtor's Edge. It's specifically designed to help you learn how to have this follow through, to make sure that you're following through on your goals. I would love for you to join us. It's called the Realtor's Edge. There's a link in my bio, or you can go to mentorsofminds.com/the Realtor's Edge. That's mentorsofminds.com/the Realtor's Edge. I would love to have you there. It's totally free. It's just my way of giving back to you, and I want to make sure that you know how to follow through. So pick a goal this week and make sure that you're following through. Just follow these steps. And other than that, I will see you soon. Thank you, and happy Monday.